Well, today's our Deca day. Deca, December 10th month, October, Deca. It's kind of a long shot. It's 28 days from the you know, Deca second or the 10th month in Donnie Darko, which was called October. So it's all very confusing, but their whole world is very confusing. I use movies. We all use movies to figure stuff out. They're predictive programming. We use songs to figure stuff out. And I also use the people that were or are personally in my life sometimes to figure stuff out through that numbering system. And we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's get to the good stuff first. My stuff later in case you want to check out. It's very interesting though. So I've been telling y'all all along about this sacred feminine or this divine feminine, right? And started rewatching the Da Vinci Code to see. Now, what he's going to look at is the Fibonacci sequence, which was something I was thinking about the other day. So I'm glad I watched this movie to help kind of kick that in again. The Fibonacci sequence. If we were to, should we go to this one? This one's got so many tabs. Let's create a new one. And let's let me pause and get this thing going. All right, so, and I stop it at the 144. We don't need anything past 144. I mean, 89 plus 144, 233. I could still understand some things that might. Okay. Let's just stop at the 144 because that's the number for the church. And that is the wife's next marriage number that we've been waiting on. Her number is 55244. 55 also represents my marriage to her, but that's in my world. I do know a girl whose number is 2358. Where my wife lives now, the back end of her zip code is -1321. But we're looking for dates, and you do get January 12th. You do get January 12th. You get January 1st. You get November 2nd. You get November 23rd. But that sort of kicks it off. And speaking of kicking it off, today, look at that. It says 1229, but today is actually 1230. And when it went over to 1230, I started reading chapter 6 of the book of Revelation. I didn't start my Revelation study. I paused 3 minutes. You can go to my Bible study and watch it. Where I was about to start it, it was 57. It was 11:57. And I said, now let's move on to Revelation. And I said, no, let's wait and read as the book of Revelation opens. And I said, it opens at chapter 6, verse 1. And I got to thinking, do y'all remember when he got out of the Groundhog Day sequencing or trap, whatever you want to call it? What do you call it when a mouse is running on a, anyway, hamster wheel? The clock changed to 6:01. And that was our signal that the book of Revelation is opened. And he was united with Lucifer. That's who she represented. Remember when I showed you her in the map of the earth as the goddess, as Mother Nature? Back at the very beginning of the movie when they're at the channel, at the weather station, at the news station where they worked. And they showed her with the blue screen, but all of a sudden it was her mixing in with the map of the United States. And I said, she's Mother Earth. Well, when that thing flipped 601, so I just read 601 and 602. We just read it. That closed today's Bible study. And we finished up with Revelation 5. So the 30th is a potential day. And I wanted to go ahead and count the days of how long, like, Trump has been alive. And if you look at the amount of days he's been alive, this caught my eye with numbers. Again, people that that you would go to his birthday, which is June 14th, 1946. And I was like, 27593. I said, well, I know somebody whose number is 27594. And her birthday is May 28th, 1971. 27594. And I said, well, let's look at how many days me to her birthday. And it's 3613, which is the 36 is the triangular number of 666. But the 613 is also God's law, the Torah, the original Torah. And I was like, okay. And I said, well, let's look at Trump to her day. And you do get the 911. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. And it most certainly does not mean anything. I look at the hours, and it's 2-1 for two people becoming one. 873, which is my second wife's third marriage number, 3-digit progression, with the 36, which will be her fiance's second marriage number to her, 2-digit progression. Does that mean they're getting married tomorrow? No. But we have said when they get married, start your clock. I mean, and they're not married yet. So we might just be waiting for that. But anyway, 9/11/4, FOR. Well, we'll see if he goes down on the 30th. Excuse me, the 31st, because it's the 31st, which is New Year's Eve. 27594. And I don't know. It's very tricky. But the whole New Year's Eve thing with I Pet Goat and all that, it's something. It's a nibble. So that stands for Sacred Feminine, the Divine Feminine, which is Mother Earth. And he wrote that book on it. And that's what he was doing. And I'm into the movie, you know, I'm not that, it's good grief. It's 2 hours and like 54 minutes, 37 seconds, I think. It's a 3-hour movie. I had no idea. Michael said 214 million. Trump's boyhood home in Queen flips for 214 million. Jamaica Estates. Well, again, Jamaica is all over the Daniel Craig James Bond series. And of course, Daniel Craig, the book of Daniel. I mean, good grief. New York DNA info. 214 214. Ah, well, we like that Valentine's Day. One of our many days we like. Trump's boyhood home. Look at that. Look at the pyramids. Okay. Brown Mansion. Remember when it said in Back to the Future, Brown Mansion destroyed, and it looks like a brown building. And Doc, of course, had the deadly wound, and he was the Brown Mansion. He represented Trump in the movie. Michael, thank you for that. That's super interesting. The King of Queens. Yeah, the TV show. Look at that. Huh? Good call, Michael. That's good stuff. And Queens is generally, I'm only going to click because of the 1236. Sorry. The King of Queens. Queens is generally considered a working class borough in New York City. I don't know any other King of Queens other than Donald Trump. No doubt about it. The King of Queens matches I Am the Antichrist. Nice job. Back to the Future in 2 ciphers. Donald Trump death. Oh, whoa, whoa. There's your January 19th, which is 119, which is 9/11 backwards. Nice work. Nice. We're very high on that day because the Dark Knight Rises had 121 coded through it. So if you rise on the 3rd day from the dead, that's not Jesus's ascension. See, he won't ascend. He doesn't ascend into heaven. Does he ascend out of the bottomless pit? He does, doesn't he? Revelation 11:7, King James Version, Bible Gateway. Is it called an ascension? Yeah, he ascends. So he'll rise on the 3rd day and ascend. We have to start that clock then of 43 days. Because if he was to go down on the 19th, and we're all looking now at the 31st, just because, I mean, hey, just like I look at movies, I look at people I know. God put people in my life. God made me look at numbers. I'm going to look at the people I know's numbers. By the way, her best friend, when I was running around with her, her best friend birthday was 5/25/1973 times me. It's not 528, though. It's 8. It is. There's the 528 there. So that girl's birthday of May 28th is in our number. The one who was born on, who Trump matched up with as far as 9114. So, and I know the person very well because of my relationship with this person who points to her birthday. So I know it's just a thing. It's just a thing. Again, it doesn't mean nothing. But if we were to, let's say he does go down on January 19th, we would have to go up 43 days. That's 3/3. That's the 33. That's March 3rd. Is that why they love the 33? Is that why they love the 33? because he's going down on the 19th, and Jesus was said to be with them after he rose for 40 days. Well, it's definitely something. But again, we're just working on mysteries with too many clues. 3rd of February comes up, which is when what's his name said the explosion. Now, if we go 3rd of February on that, it's 318. I do know that it's 1318 is the 666 Bible verse. We're in the middle of that archway period time, that time frame for the archway. By the way, the archway begins on March 1st. So either date, he would ascend through that archway. If you're wondering what the archway is, it's very long and confusing. But because of the transfer portal, we have an archway on both sides of the portal. And so the portal begins on October 28th. I mean, the archway begins on October 28th, which is day 301, which is March 1st, which is when the archway opens on the other side of the transfer portal, March 1st. And it runs all the way through March 25th. And Candy is my second wife's name. And that's and if you look at that name that ends in a Y, it's got the word "and" inside of it. C and Y, which is 3 and 25, which is March 25th. That's when the archway ends. Because if you go up all the way through day 325, which is November 21st, November 21st portals over to March 1st, and that's when they begin and end. So the archway is October 20. I've got my eyes closed because I have to think like this. That's why I don't do videos with a camera in my face. Besides the fact that I don't like myself at 60 years old. I can't look at myself. I don't even like the sound of my own voice. I think I sound weird. So let's close my eyes and think here now. So from October 28th to November 21st is a perfect archway match for March 21st through March 25th. Each portals over to the other, because believe it or not, Candy, who's born on October 28th, and her name says 3 and 25, through the transfer portal, actually portals over to March 25th. Again, I use people who's in my life, you know. So, and just to give you another one that I did the other day, y'all know my stepdaughter is 3 times 19 times 1998. And she's got the 88 being 86th right there, 88, 86 in her number. Well, I want to take a look at my days to her. You know, obviously we should look at Trump's days to her, and we have before. But I looked at my days to her. And it had a date on there of the dream I had the other night. I know it just gets crazy. Remember, I had the dream of I married this girl, and it was a girl I dated briefly during my last wild summer of my life. And or the next to last wild summer, I forget. And my birthday is the 6th. Why did it say 10th? Okay. And that girl's birthday was April 5th. And I was astonished when I looked at the 405. And don't forget, that's the 95th day of the year. And I met my second wife on day 295, which make that to a TO, 295. I married her on day 195, make that a WON 95. And all you got left is the 95. Well, to the 95, the 88, 1 to 95. But what is the 95? The 95th day of the year is, it is April 5th. So if things don't happen when we think they're going to happen, now that could mean something totally different. Something else might occur in my life on that day. I might die on that day if Trump goes down anytime soon. It could be a day of tsunami. I mean, we don't know. But I'm sharing stuff with y'all, because as I share stuff with y'all come across things later on. Michael will come across something a week or two later and he'll go, you said this popped up. So we just, I bounce stuff off of y'all, especially Michael and Christian. And there's a few others I'm going to show y'all that are coming in with some good stuff. So I'm glad. We're just working on stuff the best we can. February 6th pops up. False flag shooting pops up. Military false flag pops up. Well, let's start a war. Lombardi Trophy. First awarded. There's our January 15th, a day we're so high on. Thank you, Michael, for that. Good grief. Michael's got the best stuff. Lombardi Trophy. Now this is not a competition. All of y'all have great stuff. I should just say thank you again, Michael. Death Row Records, Dre's formerly record label. Death Row Records come up with King of Queens. I'm going to tell y'all, I started listening to that CD on my way to Whole Foods starting about 4 weeks ago. And I had no idea why. And I felt kind of guilty doing it. And then, of course, I knew why, because of all this. And I was able to recall that song for y'all that I did a while, There's another one in the lyrics where he says, tried to set me up for a 211, fooled around, got caught up in a 187. You see how I just rattled that off? Because I had that whole album memorized. And then tried to set me up for a 211, fooled around, got caught up in a 187. And 50 violent rap lyrics. It's Let Me Ride. Yes. So let's go to Let Me Ride lyrics. Well, 211 is the Friday before the Super Bowl. You try to set Trump up to die on a Friday, like when they all die. When Jesus died, and all these dates we think of that Trump might die because of it. And it's the F word, and I put. So now I don't know if that's, because 211 is 211 code in California. That could just be it's a robbery. Tried to set me up for a robbery and fooled around and he got murdered, is what he's saying. But I'm just saying that is February 11th, which is a Friday, which is when they say Jesus died. We're not really sure if it was a Thursday or if I lean more towards a Thursday death myself, personally. I've seen it taught even Wednesday. It's very difficult. You say Thursday afternoon, Friday afternoon, Saturday afternoon. That's 3 full 24-hour days in the belly of the whale, so to speak. And I'm not a big fan of that one. I'm more on the Thursday. And at sunrise, it was already rolled back. So it's very difficult to say. But Friday was the day of preparation, which was a busy day for the Jews so that he would not be crucified on a day that they're busy. It's a day of preparation. Now, let me Google something real quick. Well, after really looking at this, it looks like he did die on a Friday. Whether this view of preparation day is correct, it takes a lot of research. That's why I'm not dogmatic about it. But we could just go with that. He went down on that. Jesus died on a Friday. I don't like to say he went down. When I start talking really fast, I get confused talking about the things of Jesus, which should be set apart and spoken of with reverence, and not to couple those things in with this fake situation that's going to go on with the Antichrist. So Jesus' sacrifice for us took place apparently on what we would call a Friday. I'm good with that. So let's just keep going. We were looking at something. Let me figure out what we were looking. Oh, Let Me Ride, the 211, the robbery. We were at that. And Death Row Records, Dr. Dre's formerly labeled 3 ciphers. That's 3 ciphers. Death Row Records pops up for King of Queens. 3 ciphers. So the Ghost in the Machine has to do all of this. The record producers don't sit around and do this. Did they write all of the lyrics? The Ghost in the Machine write all the lyrics for these guys? I don't know that. Did they write all the songs for the Beatles? I don't know that. It's just where my brain takes me. That The Dark Knight, and the computer even the computer animation on how the movie was to be shot was all done by the Ghost in the Machine. There's a new Batman movie coming out. I'm not excited about it. It's on March 4th, which is the what? Well, that's the day after the March 3rd, quote unquote, ascension date through the archway. 3rd day of the archway of March, that begins on March 1st. So end time prophecy, King of Queens comes up to rigged witch hunt, a phrase often said by Donnie. Yep. I'll send an article showing that subsequent email in a subsequent email. Flushing Meadows, located in Queens, home of Corona Park. Yep. There was a state world fair. What was I watching? Tomorrowland, where they stopped. I didn't even bother sharing it. I'm just like, Tomorrowland, World's Fair, Corona Park. I started watching Tomorrowland to see if there was anything in it.
Meadows, Corona Park, World. Meadows, Corona Park, World. Meadows, Corona Park, World.
Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. I just watched that like 2 nights ago, and there it is, pops right up for us. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for that. I'll send an article showing that in subsequent Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. Okay. And the Wizard of Oz. So the Wizard of Oz comes up for the King of Queens. That's just fascinating, isn't it? It's fascinating. Let's get rid of some stuff. Let's get rid of that. We've shown you that. Fibonacci sequence we'll get to. There's the King of Queens. Any dates on when the show began? Original release date, September 21st, which portals back to, God, what was that? That portals to that. Oh. It was the next progression. Remember, y'all, it was May 1st, May Day, May Day, May Day, May Day, May Day. Portals over to September 21st. And that's that third progression of 37. The second progression of the 30, remember 37 is the 12th prime number, thanks to AWTR, who never comes on anymore. Probably ran him off with all my craziness. Everything's meant to be. Well, maybe he watches. Never know. If you do, give us a shout. I certainly love AWTR stuff, along with We Seek and We Find. We Seek and We Find definitely all about May 19th, but I'll watch them. You know, you never know what you're going to pick up on. And but 37 plus the next 37 transfer portals back to October 28th. Well, go the next 37, it portals over to May Day and or September 21st. That's just trivia. A lot of stuff I give is just a lot of useless trivia. Before we go on, let's finish this clip. It's 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 1,089. Of course, 144,000 is, or the, you know, the 144 is the last good to 144. That's it.
Oh, draconian devil.
Now there's your 133, which I just showed y'all last night was my room number. You also have the 322 blended in with it. Does that mean it's January 13th? Who knows? Does that mean it's February 13th? Who knows? That's why the Heidi game gets preempted. Who knows? We're good with everything. You know, if I were to pick a day that it would happen on. Oh, brother, that's a tough one. Sicario gave us Monday. If they're copying Jesus, then it's a Friday. If you go by Donnie Darko, you think it's a Tuesday because until Tuesday. And if you go by the Addams Family, which is all about the train wreck, then it's a Wednesday. It doesn't ever seem to be on a, well, then there's Barren Saturday, which could give you Saturday. It never seems to really be on a Sunday or a Thursday. And I used to keep Thursday open because if Jesus went down on that day, but apparently he did not. And so I had an old Bible study instructor that did a whole study on it, proving that he did. And so, but I don't trust those guys as far as I can throw them now, because they weren't in any truth otherwise. So 133 right there at the beginning. There's our 22. I mean, I met the second wife on October 22nd, which was my son's 22nd birthday, and our divorce was on 2/2, February 2nd. Groundhog Day, just like I've been reliving that marriage and divorce because the Lord's put my nose in it, you know, and the Lord's been refining me through that process. I told y'all that marriage and subsequent divorce is what really kicked off my salvational process. And I realized that numerically through the numbers that the Lord had brought me through to. And that our friend's death in 1978, May 8th, 58, the old Trump, 58, that his death, all the numbers related to that death were related to my divorce. And he was shot with a 22. And as I've been changing and evolving because of that divorce, not to be right for her, she's got her own path, but just to be right with the Lord, or if I have a future wife coming when things get nutty in this world, then it would be a very brief situation. That much we know for sure. Because when the world gets nutty, it's going to get bad nutty here in the USA. Like no grocery stores, like it's going to get really bad. So as he went through his refining process of Groundhog Day to get right for Lucifer, to be ready. And then, I mean, this might all be about my death when he really, I mean, when he has his fake crowning, I might get my death. You know, boom. The Lord finally, you know, corrected my ways enough. My work is done. Boom, gone, dead. So, you know, each day I last past Groundhog Day.
Then a 322,
So 11185.
13322. There's our 22 again.
What do you make of this? Oh,
133
draconian devil.
22
322.
111 85.
Interruption.
Je n'ai
This is not the time, the man says.
pas le moment.
J'ai téléchargé des photos du crime
I received crime scene JPEGs.
et j'ai réussi à
She'll
déchiffrer le code.
say she deciphered the code. It's
C'est la
a
suite.
Fibonacci sequence.
Fibonacci sequence.
C'est le code que Sonia a déclenché.
He's like, oh, the Fibonacci sequence. Well, should we be looking at the Fibonacci sequence? Is that a clue? Because what he's doing is what we're doing. We're looking at clues. He's looking at their world, their clues, the Illuminati clues to try to figure out Jesus Christ had a family. And of course, we know that's not true. We're trying to figure out not just who the Antichrist family is. We're trying to figure out when the book of Revelation is going to be open.
Le commissariat m'a envoyé ici pour vous donner une explication.
It is the
Les
Fibonacci
chiffres sont dans vos
sequence.
ordres.
So should we be looking at it? You know what I'm saying?
It is the
Les
Fibonacci
chiffres sont dans
sequence.
vos ordres.
There's March 21st in there. You got January 11th in here. You got the 21st of January in here.
Code pixel.
You've got the 18th of January in here. You got a lot.
They're just out of order.
And that's when, and they put them out of order for a reason. Are they showing us the date? Well, I don't know, man.
We can certainly take a look at those numbers.
Yes, it would behoove us to. Don't you think? I've got two others in here. They're not long, so I don't have to pause them. Movies, you don't have to. Movies, you don't have to pause too much.
Oh, draconian devil, a lame saint becomes Leonardo da Vinci, the Mona Lisa.
And of course, if y'all go back and watch, I'm pretty sure it's in my Donald Trump Antichrist Part 1. Were any of y'all able to stomach through that? I mean, since it wasn't in Zoom and I had all this background music, I don't know. I tried to make it really dramatic. I was a rookie. But it shows Trump holding up a sign that says the Mona Lisa, and then it shows Trump talking about the Mona Lisa. Angel White does that. And they blend in the Mona Lisa's face with Benjamin F. Long's Mary with Child, which has a lunar eclipse over it. And they blend in, they show, Angel White does, which only that AI site, only that AI site can do, blends in the face of the Mona Lisa with the Mary with Child, Benjamin F. Long painting. And it shows Mary pregnant with a lunar eclipse over her head. So, yeah. Why did I put 118 here?
As we've been saying all along, there
Oh, did we finish this?
Professor, the Mona Lisa is right over here.
Okay. And that's what it's all about. Trump's mom, which is the Antichrist bloodline through his mother. Scottish Rite. She's from Scotland.
whole world is the divine feminine.
Oh, that's why I put 118, because he flips open the page and he's given us January 18th, which again, we think it's the 19th, but who knows? That's an interesting name to look at. Maybe, Michael, I don't know. ARAGO.
And you see,
And if that name gives you January 18th, then we might have our date. That's all. Or if that name gives you a number that spits out a 118 in a cipher, then we have to really take that into some serious consideration. That's all. That's all we're saying. Death Row Records. Death Row Records. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. Those songs will ring in your head, man. It's spiritual. It'll mess you up in the head. Rigged Witch Hunt meets Trump's Red Wave, the New Yorker. Wow. Seriously. Rigged Witch Hunt meets Trump's Red Wave. Wow. And you just got through giving us the King of Queens comes to Rigged Witch Hunt. Was that what it was? Was it another one? Yeah, it was that one. Somewhere you gave it to, yeah, Rigged Witch Hunt. Wow. That's so crazy. Oh, thank you, Michael, for that. Okay, here we go. And there we go. Okay. Let me see if y'all's comments still just pop up. If they do, then I would rather read them. Hang on just a quick on the quick. No, I took y'all through to that YouTube site that I told you was AI. And they're saying September 11th, full reduction comes to 7/7. Now, the 7th day of the year and the 7th month, the 7th day of January is also the 7th day of the year. And that's the only reason I like that January 7th date. And does portal over to a 13, which is never anything that, sneeze at, but that's 7/7 code. And so Christ also comes to 7/7. So in English, ordinal. Michael knows all about that stuff. And that was from watching Rings. And again, the site that I told y'all to follow or go to and do some searches, you can only really search on a computer. I've never seen the ability to do it on my Android, that's for sure, on a cell phone. But you can key in, you know, you go to the playlist and there's just gobs of them. 14 on Trump, 39 on Sirius, 10 on Mary, Divine Feminine, 18 on Twins, 18 on 88, 21 on CORONAVIRUS. So it's just, it's good. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good, you got 16 on 119. What is, I need to start watching. I mean, is that telling us when Trump goes down? What did I do that was pretty crazy? Hang on just a second. Everything I do. Okay, so I forgot to tell y'all 12 times 30 times 2021. If you include Trump's, the day he was born, along with today, each day as bookends, he is 27594. So if we were to look at today, just the number of the day does come to 727, which is the length of IPEC GOAT. And we're looking at Super Bowl 56 around the corner. I mean, it's just really kind of some useless trivia. But you know, I'll look at days. I might not do a video tomorrow. I'm heading out of town. So if we look at 12 times 31 times 2021, okay. Times Trump. Okay. Not much. How about you? So that is called LXXXVIII Finis Temporis. Well, what is that number right there? I mean, maybe that's a clue. Since it's an AI site, that's to when he's going down. Oh, it's the Roman numeral for 88. That was kind of stupid. I could have figured that out. I mean, the L is 50. It's the Super Bowls begin with the L now. The X's are 10s. Golly. It just goes to show you. It's like spell check. You're so used to spell check, you quit trying to spell anymore, and then you forget how to spell. And I didn't even bother really looking at it. I just said, let's throw it into Google. All right. So it's a very good YouTube site. There is a lot of stuff in there, and you'll never hear anybody talk, just like Angel White or Shaking My Head Productions. It's all done by AI, and there's way. I was watching Shaking My Head Productions.
Alternative to big tech.
I was watching Shaking My Head Productions called The Trump Card Has Been Played, and I'm like, there is no way you go back and find everything that they find. An old game show with Jimmy Cephalo or something. And it was like, it was called Trump Card. And he's like, I mean, no, this is AI that does this, people. These aren't people that sit down. Look at their subscribers. 216, 21.6K. It's an AI site with a front man. Like Steve Jobs was a front man for their whole world. Can we get rid of this now? We can go. But I did open the book of Revelation today. I mean, I did get into that column ends at Revelation 6:2. So I did get into Revelation 6 with only 6:1 and 6:2, which is the deadly wound on today on 12:30. So I mean, today's a day to look at. maybe if the Lord's allowing us to work through that. Or if he's working with us like that. That would be a blessing, but certainly not anything we require. So now that I'm on the right, I'm still not on the right channel. Let me go to my ESPN College Football put out one that says, this is like watching the WWE with my kids. And it had 588 views. Laughable. By the way, what if the Holy Spirit is not allowing us to, for Trump to go down until I click over to 7? Or I die until it clicks over to 7. It's been sitting at 697, 698, 699. My original channel. And you know, we're looking at January 2nd. What if it clicks over? I'll tell you what, when it clicks over to 7, I'll let y'all know for sure. The video of T and HRC woke me up too. Oh, this is Vanessa. Okay. Yeah, defining moments of receiving that call. Who's HRC? The video of Trump and Hillary Rodham Clinton woke me up too. Yeah. Good stuff. And so everybody's comments there. Looks like they're all still there. So Christian said, Donald Trump PGA reached settlement after association pulled event from Trump-owned golf course Tuesday, December 28th, 2021, 3:22 p.m. Christian, nice work, sir. Thank you. That's good stuff. PGA released a statement confirming the settlement. Terms of settlement are confidential, but the PGA said both sides expressed satisfaction with the agreement. The association was supposed to hold 2022 PGA Championship at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey. The event was pulled from that location on January 10th, 4 days after the January 6th situation. At the time, PGA CEO Seth Waugh said the damage of hosting the event of Trump-owned golf course would be irreparable. Waugh called the decision to leave the only real course of action. The PGA did not want to specify whether it would host events at Trump-owned golf courses in the future. Christian, thank you, my friend. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good research. Christian also gave us saw this Yahoo News article. Thought y'all might find it interesting. At least the wording. Hawaii coach Todd Graham blames transfer portal after 12 days. After 12 players leave program amid mistreatment allegations. Hawaii is their football program is in turmoil after player mistreatment allegations rocked the season that was already turbulent between second to last division finish and bowl game canceled due to outbreak. A total of 12 players, including half a dozen starters and 2 out of 3 captains, have entered the transfer portal since November. Does that mean something's going to go down with Hawaii once Trump hits the quote unquote transfer portal? Definitely interesting wording, transfer portal. Also, maybe they gave a clue, a transfer portal from November. Maybe they gave a clue. Yeah. It might portal over to, February or something. Donald Trump, PGA settlement after association pulled event, Trump-owned golf course. Okay. He put it down there too. And then he said, Todd Graham, Eagles 91 in Gematria. On the results of the Phoenix, Todd Graham said, as a staff, we realized the transfer portal would bring challenges to our team. The portal has been a challenge to many teams this season. We are disappointed to lose on any members of our Warrior family to the transfer portal. We appreciate the contributions they have made to the team, and wish them the very best in their future. Notice Patriots won 6 Super Bowls. Notice Pittsburgh. So it's the pit, the bottomless pit. The Patriots represents Trump's crew, the Patriots, the so-called Americans who are patriots. The bottomless pit, Pittsburgh, and then Dallas, they have the 5-pointed star. How many Super Bowls does Green Bay have? How many Super Bowls do the Green Bay Packers have? Okay, they got 4. The first Super Bowl, Super Bowl 1.
According to Wikipedia, the first AFL-NFL World Championship game in professional American
Yeah,
football, known
was-
retroactively as Super Bowl I and referred to in contemporaneous reports, including the game's radio
35-10.
broadcast, as the Super Bowl, was played on January 15, 1967 at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles, California.
But like Michael said, it was on the 15th. I was looking for the score and it was 35-10. Just didn't know if anything would be there. So all good. Anyway, thank you very much for all of that. Mr. Christian, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, yeah. So the Patriots won 6, Pittsburgh's won 6, and now Dallas, if they win, they'll have 6. That'll be 666. And that was when we went over the Dak Prescott transfer portal situation. They played the Dr. Pepper transfer portal game last night. That's 6 minute and 5, let's basically 6-4 when you open it. Is one of the freakiest videos you will ever lay your eyes on. It's 6 minutes, 5 seconds, and it completely explains how last night's Go State is their motto, their battle cry. Played Texas Tech, and the Pirate was the coach of both teams at one time, but he's now the coach of Mississippi State. And they went out and lost by the exact same score. Georgia beat Florida. So, and Georgia's the Bulldogs, and Mississippi State is the Bulldogs. You know what? You know what that's telling us? Maybe. It means you got to go to the portal and portal back to October 30th. That's the day the world will end. So if she was 62, is it 59 days? How many days is she through the portal? What's 37 plus 37? It's 74. 74 days through the portal. So this we'll be looking at about 72 days for October 30th. If you portal up through that, because that's when the Florida Georgia game was played. March 23rd. That's right at the end of the that's on a Wednesday. That's right at the end of the archway. The archway ends on the 25th. That archway is only possible with that transfer portal. Wow. And you look at that, you key in 74 days, it'll take you to the 3 and and the C and the Y, or the 3 and the 25, March 25th, and it portals back to Candy birthday, which is day 301. And it portals over to March 1st. If I'm not mistaken, it's a 25-day portal, which would take us to day 49 or 50. 50 because you're including the day. So November 21st, then you add it through, you land on March 1st. And that is day 325. When you portal back, November 21st is day 325 for March 25th. So it's two complete, you cannot do this without the Janus tenant, and it works perfect. And it works with her name, Candy. And that's why you've had the movie Candyman and all that stuff. Who's the Candyman? Trump's the Candyman. Who's the Candyman? I'm the Candyman. So it's super freaky. And if you're new, my first wife, 8 times 4 times 1964 was 62. My next wife progression would be 63. And my third wife would be 64. And Trump's number is 6 times 14 times 1946. He won the 63 because he's Candyman. And Candy was number 63, my second wife progression. 464. Is there another? Because by Groundhog Day, am I refined for one? I don't know. It's dumb. I know. So to continue on through these comments, which are all good. I love that one about the 666 because yeah, we like Dallas. Why do we like Dallas? Because the portal is Dak Prescott. And he's wearing number 4 for the Dallas Cowboys. He wore number 15. Is that because Trump goes down on 15? We've got 2 movies coded right eye on January 15th. And Michael just gave us King of Queens January 15th. I'm pretty sure he did. The heart of the second girl face in iPet Goat 2 is Promposal Day. I've never heard of Promposal Day. And they'll teach me all kind of new stuff. March 11th. Wow. That's so crazy. That's when it all began, right? In 2020. He said the second girl with the heart. The heart of the second girl face. Hey, give us the, it's 7:20 minutes. It's 7 minutes, 27 seconds long. Give us the minute and second where she pops up, because I would love to show that. I don't want to waste y'all's time with it now. My back's acting up a little bit. Y'all know I went through all that decompression. Massage went fine. She said she can tell a big difference. I can tell a big difference. But when I sit for a long period of time, I get that pain, man. It's not in my back. It's in that upper buttocks where that, what do you call it? The pressure point is. I keep pushing the pressure point. It goes away. It works. All right. Las Vegas Raiders equals blackout / power outages, comma, stock market collapse. Is that in various gematrias? That's freaky, man. Good stuff. Thank you. Andre Hamill. Andre Hamill. They beat the Chargers for the wild card. Ooh. Equals, oh, they beat the Chargers for wild card. That's coming up, I guess. Equals loss of electricity, blackout / power out. Raiders then go to Super Bowl against Buccaneers. Now that would be so freaky because that's Pirates against Pirates. That's just telling you that the whole earth is going to become a land of pirates. Or Los Estados Unidos is. Then go to Super Bowl against Buccaneers equals Republicans / I'm not sure what equals that. Are you saying Raiders, Buccaneers combined equals Republican / Trump? Doesn't matter. If you want to share it with us, you can let us know. It just might help Michael look up stuff and search stuff for more stuff. Equals Republican / Trump. Or in other words, Republicans, which is Trump. Buck Moon, which is in July. Pirates, Ocean, East Coast Tsunami. Raiders then beat Buccaneers equals replay of Super Bowl 2002, post 9/11, 20 something years later, but this time Raiders win. Yeah, it would. It would be the big rematch. Sure would. Bucks did play the Raiders. Wow. Are you kidding me right now? You mean Pirates played Pirates in the year after the 9/11 Super Bowl? Buccaneers beat Raiders Super Bowl. It's 37. It was 37. I knew it. It popped in my head because I remember, of course, I remember 37s. Of course, it would be Super Bowl 37, the number for the church. I need to know the date it was played on. That's all I need to know. Okay, so it was not the 9/11 year. It was the year after 9/11. It was the complete season after. This was for the 2002 season. It's called the Gruden Bowl. Gruden Bowl. So, Super Bowl 36 was actually the one. Which makes sense because that's the triangular number for Antichrist. It was Super Bowl 36. 36 is the triangular number for Antichrist. It was Super Bowl 36. The Rams and the Goats. Tom Brady was known as the GOAT when he played for the Patriots. You had the Ram and the Goat. You got the 17th and the 20th. It was played, y'all, on February 3rd. When in Groundhog Day, he says, what if the world ended tomorrow? A bomb went off and the world ended. And you know that there's that big bombing deal of IPAC GOAT where that explosion goes off. That's super fascinating. You got a 1-4-3 across there on the bottom. You got a 1-4-3 on top in the fourth quarter. 1-4/3. So if you either read from left to right or you read from top to bottom. That's how we know 7-11 is actually Revelation 11:7. 7-11 logo. Did I ever show y'all that old trick? When you read it from left to right, it begins with 11. Or if you look at it from top down, the 11 covers up the 7. So the 11 is always first. It's really 11:7 for Revelation 11:7. The beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit. All right. I think that's everything. Love y'all very much. Ask questions anytime.